My name is Tim Keeley, and I'm a professor at Kyushu Sangyo University, which is in Fukuoka, Japan. My specialty is cross-cultural management, and I've been teaching in the Faculty of Management for 27 years now. During my experience in various countries, learning the language, functioning different cultures, I noticed that there are certain people who attain a very high level in a foreign language and function well in the culture much better than others. And so I was wondering, what are those characteristics? I had feelings about them, what they might be, just from self-observation, observing others. So I decided I would do a study. And the target group were Chinese students studying at my university. The language of instruction is Japanese. And I always noticed that some Chinese students, the moment they open their mouth, I can realize that they are not Japanese, they're Chinese. And others, they could pass for Japanese in the way that they speak and communicate. So basically, since I saw this link between cultural adaptation, functioning in foreign cultures, and attaining high levels of proficiency in foreign languages, I looked for an instrument to use, and I looked at many different instruments and decided on the GCI. So once I picked the GCI, basically I had all the students, 89 Chinese students, finally participated, fill out the GCI, and I got their scores. And also they participated in interviews on video, which were later used to rank their ability in Japanese by native speakers. And then I went to get to see the correlation between the GCI scores and their rated ability in Japanese. The strongest was self-identity, and those relate to emotions such as emotional resilience and non-stress tendency. And also that's the self-management area. In the relationship management area, so the emotional sensitivity to personal engagement, self-awareness were also very important. For the perception management, tolerance for ambiguity was the strongest. Now, I feel that one of the most important areas is basically self-management, and having a flexible identity, being willing to take on a new linguistic cultural identity doesn't mean you have to negate your original identity, though sometimes it greatly influences it. Mm-hmm. For example, I was born and raised in the US till age 18, but at times I have a hard time speaking like a typical American because I spent so long abroad, and my accent is easily influenced by those I'm speaking to. So when I lived in Australia, then I started speaking like Australian. Even if I'm in India, I start speaking like an Indian. But that flexible linguistic and cultural identity also makes it possible to perform at higher levels in various foreign languages in terms of approximating what a native speaker sounds like. Well, I think the main original intent of the GCI is in helping selecting people for overseas assignments and also training them. Yeah, I think it's very important to have a good instrument in that process, because expatriate failure is very expensive. not just in terms of the actual expenses, but also relationships with customers inside the organization, etc. So you really need to find those people who can function well in foreign cultures. To sum it up, I think companies looking for people who could best function in foreign languages and cultures. Yeah, it's definitely useful there. And also for research purposes, looking at, as I did, how these different dimensions, how these traits facilitate functioning foreign languages.